Guys, it's 11 o'clock on Saturday night, and right now, Iran is being devastated by precise attacks launched by the United States. Yeah, attacks by missiles, by bombs, both from aerial systems with fighter jets and also from launchers that are being fired. Yeah, through American bases positioned in the Arab countries there in the Persian Gulf region. And now, at this moment, the war really gets out of control, and there are some factors and conditions for these current attacks by the United States right now against Iran. And it's not only related to what Iran announced minutes or even hours ago when it stated that it would no longer comply with the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding signed by Donald Trump, by Pakistan, and also by Iran. But certainly, at this moment, Donald Trump made a decision after a high-level meeting with his advisors to determine the future of Iran, to determine the future of the Persian Gulf. And, in fact, not only this issue of leaving the Memorandum of Understanding that led Donald Trump to issue this order for a devastating attack, but also because Iran launched precise, surprising attacks against a military base in Jordan. And this caused devastation at this base, and it led to fatal losses on the American side. I'll explain how the latest Iranian attacks caused major problems and urgent decisions from the White House. And from now on, attacks are happening in the southernmost regions of Iran. And also, these decisions are causing other positions or amassing offensive power there, both American air and naval forces. And these decisions by Donald Trump are leading Israel to enter this conflict within the next few days. I'm going to analyze everything with you right now. For those who don't know me, I'm Felipe Moretti. Here, I talk about geopolitics and military affairs. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content. And this video will also go to the Area Militar channel since it's a very important topic right now. On July 17th, yesterday, in the early morning in Jordan and at night here in Brazil, the Al-Azaq Air Base, also known as Al-Faq Salti, is an American air base that has American assets and American personnel stationed there. In Jordan, it came under one of Iran's most precise attacks so far, with ballistic missiles and drones. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps claimed responsibility yesterday, and today actually these attacks against this base, which according to them caused the destruction of several aircraft, including high-performance and intelligence drones. And the consequences were among the worst possible for the Americans because this attack happened while the American forces and also partner and allied forces that were in the region were defending and also making adjustments, both to protect themselves and also to move defensive systems and relocate the air assets that were positioned in the region because of these attacks. We don't know whether it was a failure to communicate that these missiles were incoming or adjustments on Iran's part, which I'll comment on later. The result of this is what drove Donald Trump's current decisions to attack at this moment Iran in a devastating way because 2 American soldiers were killed in this action. An American is still missing. Up to the moment I'm making this update video for you, that's the situation. And at least 4 service members were injured. They were taken to the regional hospital, but according to the latest information reported by American media, they have already been discharged. But these are the first deaths, without a doubt, of Americans in combat that have been publicly confirmed by U.S. Central Command. And these are deaths that haven't happened since March, when the Americans began the most intense phase of these attacks, together with Israel, against Iran. And Iran also launched these devastating attacks, which today reached a very surprising scale, which caught the Americans off guard. This is shown by the success of these American attacks, their reasons, and Iranian activities behind these attacks,
Esses ataques, perdão, iranianos,
which led to the precise attacks and structural damage, and also not only material damage, but human casualties as well, which resulted in 2 deaths on the American side, because there is information that Iran has improved its methods for the trajectory of these ballistic missiles and new possible coordinates to be able to evade American countermeasures, as well as those of Jordan itself and the anti-aircraft defenses. And this worked very well because they hit their targets. They even hit other regions as well, like in Bahrain. Did Russia and China help Iran improve its attack systems? It's still too early to say that. It's still way too early to make any value judgment about these Iranian improvements and offensives. But everything indicates that these actors influenced or had an influence, right? Could it have been both or just one in those more detailed adjustments that broke through the American defenses there in the Persian Gulf region? Russia has been attacking all along, and it is attacking the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, right now, and is managing to break through the Ukrainian air defenses they have there, Mi-104 Patriot, which is part of Ukraine's low and medium layer defense system, which are American systems also used in the region of Jordan and in Bahrain. So this already means that there has been an adjustment without a doubt in the Iranian attacks. And this is becoming increasingly clear. These mechanisms and methodologies are being used in Ukraine by Russia. So you can already conclude that Russia is supporting Iran with information and different attack methodologies, ballistic missile attacks, because until then, Iran was not being successful in these attacks. And they would launch their missiles and hope to hit any rooftop there around the Persian Gulf. So the United States, as an immediate response, decided to launch new attacks, much more massive, both through systems like aircraft, fighter jets, and also through ground-based missile launchers against the main coastal regions in the south of Iran, such as missile launch systems, communication systems, defense systems, and also attack systems. This is undoubtedly aimed at quickly punishing Iran for the death of those 2 American soldiers. And Donald Trump himself spoke out saying he hates when this happens. He hates when there are casualties on the American side and that they died serving the country as heroes. Even the Secretary of Defense himself, Pete Hegseth, emphasized that they died as heroes for the country, for the security of the United States. So now this immediate intensification of these airstrikes begins, and the United States is carrying out several successive waves of attacks targeting various naval facilities. Iranian naval facilities, ammunition depots, drone launchers, depots that store these drones both underground and also in more surface level areas. And there's another detail. Dozens and dozens of aircraft are being sent, both aerial refueling planes and cargo planes. They transport missiles, missile launch systems for air defense, and many other resources to Israel. So they are heading toward Israel and possibly also to other bases in the Persian Gulf, of the American allies. So this means only one thing: possible preparations for joint activities and attacks in Israel and the United States in the coming days. Will that same scenario we saw on February 28th happen again? And all those American and Israeli preparations for weeks and even days in the days leading up to the February 28th attacks. They targeted Iranian figures in leadership like Ali Khamenei and the country's top military officials. So let's follow all these developments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content.